strict instructions from my mum not to say anything rude or offensive in this speech. So, don't be disappointed. With that in mind, and there's some standing as well. Right. Firstly, I speak for everyone when I say what fantastic jobs the bridesmaids, Megan, Nish and Charlotte have done today, and I'm sure you'll all agree they look amazing. So, Emma, as for you, what can I say? You look absolutely stunning. Truly beautiful bride. Now, I'm sure most of you know who we are, but for those that don't, I'm Carl, James's brother, and this is Drew's, his lifelong friend. But for those of you know that I'm a man of few words, whereas Drew's on the other hand. The rest of you have been warned. We'll begin with the year James was born, 1981. Those of all here today, when we look at James, it shouldn't be hard to believe that, he was a deeply ugly baby. So ugly, in fact, the midwife had to be restrained from slapping our mum and dad. 1981 was actually the same year that Charles and Diana got married. We all wish you don't end up like them. Emma, especially you. James is a lovely guy. He's very caring of his youngster. I'll never forget, I broke my leg. He walked in the house, he pointed in that stoned laugh, he looked at me and went, "Unlucky." If that wasn't bad enough, he actually took it upon himself to alter the height of one of my crutches. For weeks. We all know James, a lovely laid-back guy, but apparently when he was younger he wasn't adverse to the odd tantrum. Like the time he spent hours in his room, excitedly getting himself ready as a clown. Only as he walked in the front room, Mum and Dad burst into laughter. Poor James burst into tears. Ran upstairs and he never went to beavers again. Or, in fact, any type of beaver. Unfortunately, I don't have many more stories about the early years, as the only communication we had was the daily dead arm I used to receive. However, the one thing I do remember is the first time he scared me. It was one morning at my nanny and granddad's, about 19 years ago. I'd just been downstairs eating my breakfast when I thought, I'll go upstairs and get changed. Well, I thought James would be upstairs asleep. But as I come running round the corner, he was awake and facing me on the stairs. And it was at this truly horrific moment, his dressing gown was flat over, enough for me to see what I can only describe as a bush. Wild bush. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I was shocked. Thankfully, he wasn't pulling a suggestive pose. He wasn't turning into a werewolf. I was looking him in the eyes. Eyes.
Before James's man garden began to flourish, a trendsetter and a number of hairstyles. People remember James with the long hair. But some of the hairstyles we discovered shocked even us. As a youngster, James introduced me to hair gel, and as his fashion disciple, I followed him through the side and indeed joined his long-haired brotherhood. I certainly never copied this one. Here's that suggestion. I used to think of James as a real style icon in my youth. I certainly don't now. Not just into trend-setting haircuts, got whack into designer labels from a young age. As you may have seen from that last picture, if you could take your eyes off the mullet for just a second. Here he is in the garden, decked out in a cap, head to toe in Reebok, and some trainers modern day New Ravens would be proud of. James was the first person I know to have Reebok pumps, LA gear, kickers, cat boots, and following that he would only shop in the best designer stores, refusing to buy anything that cost under £100. To be honest, I only agreed to do this today because I thought I'd get a free Hugo Boss suit out of it. Got a lot of title with age. James, he had many other hobbies as a child, and for a time he was somewhat of a history buff, obsessed with ancient Egypt and medieval Britain. In his quest for knowledge, he became an avid reader and still is to this day. Now, I know when you're looking at James, I know what you're thinking. He could read.
Summertime's here.
It's true. In fact, there is a popular theory that he's only marrying Emma for the lifetime supply of free books. Even more shocking than the fact that he can read. James has also had brief love affairs with various sporting endeavours. He claimed to be a brown belt taekwondo master. Now, I saw no evidence of this against trained professionals, nor could I find any photos, but I do remember him putting the moves to good use on poor young Carl and Ricky from next door. Once sending Ricky home to his mum Sue with a bloody nose and having to face her wrath. Is Sue here today? Hi there, Sue. I'd just like to say to you at this point, as I did at the time, that I had no involvement in that. Okay, for a time, James was also into football, apparently.
Oh God!
He obviously preferred playing on his own.
Yeah, you spat it on my feet as well.
In conducting our research, James's mum made the bold statement of, oh, he was a good swimmer in his youth.
Massive.
I don't know about that, but he certainly wasn't much of a swimmer on the stag do. But we most look forward to the sausage rolls from Baker's Oven and buying stink bombs to set off in Anglia Square, a scent that remains with this area of Norwich to this day. James often tells me that he regularly goes running. I staked out his alleged route for months. Even after scouring the Wakefield family archives, this was the only evidence I could find. James did toy with the idea of joining the gym with me for a while, but being too tight to actually join himself, he just opted to come on my free pass. I've heard rumours that James is an accomplished guitar player, but again, I've seen no evidence of this, and reports from Ems really are not good. Music is a big part in James's life. He loves collecting and listening to albums, going to gigs, and it was in fact his late Uncle Ray, big shout out to him, put us on to an awesome band by the name of Lynyrd Skynyrd. And oblivious to their affiliations with the far right, track, and all I can say is James is certainly as our joint love of all things rock and roll and our special brand of cigarettes at high school, our legendary gang, Space Cowboys. I've been told since that we look more like Romanian refugees. But I was very shocked to learn from his mum that his favourite band growing up was actually New Kids. I think you'd agree, Marky Mark's t-shirt is pretty ironic. James likes his holidays, and our first big adventure as a group was to California, Sands. There were two of these holidays. I personally struggled to distinguish between them, but I do know that James wore the same Kappa trackies with more holes than material for the duration of both trips. California conquered, we decided to embark on our first European adventure in 1830s to Magaluf. Now, I know what you're thinking, this may sound like a very depraved affair, and believe you me, for many it was, myself included. Yeah, cheers, Carl. It was around this time we referred to him as the ambassador, citizen Wahegi. And his family, old and new, were proud to know this was because he always conducted himself impeccably, albeit in a bid to woo the ladies. We also used to call him Skippy Wank Pants.
Oh, Skippy.
James had an eye for the ladies. From the outset of his man garden, he was still into sports, he fancied himself as a bit of a ladies' man. Thankfully for Ems, he was never any good at chatting them up. Rest at ease when he's on nights out with the boys. Clearly his only real success with women has been when he's preyed on young and intoxicated minors. For a time, we did wonder if James might be gay. Growing up, nights out would always end with him inviting me to one of his champagne kitchen pants parties. As the name suggests, the two of us would drink champagne in his mum and dad's kitchen. Probably Carver and all three. The night's endeavours. But for some reason, James would always insist that we wore only our pants. And I'd just like to say at this point, I only went along with this for the free booze. I was never really sure what his intention was. I started to wonder to myself, will we ever meet a girl?
But when James did finally make out of his dressing gown and leave the house, he finally met Emma. And I know since the moment my family met Emma, they thought she was special, and not little bus special. Beautiful person special. I remember one night on his birthday we'd been out for a few drinks at the Mulder. As we walked home, I looked ahead to see James and Emma walking arm in arm. I thought to myself, how sweet, what a beautiful couple. It was at this moment James turned to Emma and shouted, Phillips, get off me! I don't need your help. I'm sure it will come as no surprise. As soon as Em's let go, James quickly met the paper. It was at this moment it became clear to me that my brother needed Emma. He needed her not just as a girlfriend or wife, but as a carer.